relationships could be happy, they could be loving, and there could be a lot of togetherness, there could be a lot of intimacy. You could be with a woman for many years, or be with your man for many years. As a man, you could be with a woman when you're very young and stay with her for a very long time. You can watch children come out of this woman. You can be with her and watch her hair turn gray. You can watch her gain weight, and you can still love her. You can be with her throughout the years of time, right? And it will make you embrace patience, the sacrifice and commitment, and all those things that will take to actually maintain a relationship. And you can also be in relationships where it's horrible. You could be with somebody for 20 years and y'all just together because of the children. You're cheating on the job. He's cheating down there at the gym. And y'all come together and put on a facade of happiness just for the children. And sometimes it's cheaper to just stay together. So you stay together and you don't get along. You barely like each other. And the sad part, that's the aspect of a lot of relationships in our communities. A lot of people are not happy. They're together and, they put on a front for families. So you have two different dynamics. You have some relationships that are very happy and very much so in love, right? But then we get to the Cory Hardrict and Tia Mowry situation. And Tia Mowry, she thought that the grass was greener on the other side. And she decided to exit her marriage and graduate from marriage and go to, I guess, a higher another level above marriage. But then you see her online crying and whining and pissing out her eyes every 3 seconds when things don't go her way. She's estranged from her sister. Her sister don't speak to her. And a lot of women was on her side at first. But now a lot of women is tired of her act. The jig is up. They were going after Cory Hardrict, calling Cory Hardrict all kinds of names and saying he was taking advantage of her. But now a lot of these women are siding with Cory. We saw Cory stay very quiet during the situation. But let's listen to Tia Mowry and what she's saying now after her graduation from marriage.
The family dynamic of having a mom and a dad in one household. And when you're dropping your kids off, you actually visually see how that is no longer.
We're about to go to Daddy's house now. Being alone has been the most challenging part of my divorce. It's times like this when I feel and wish that my sister and I were still close and I could, pick up the phone and call her.
And see, Miss Graduation from marriage, now she's talking about she's so lonely. And for the last year or so, she's been online telling her life story about her dates and talking to anybody who would hear. And like I said, a lot of these women was coming after Cory. And Cory stayed quiet. He kept his integrity. He never said anything. But now Cory is starting to be a little more vocal about certain things. He's speaking out a little more. We saw him in that movie. We saw him go on to certain shows, and he spoke about how he felt and the pain that he was actually going through, right? And a lot of the women started to make passes at Cory. He's single. They're saying he looked good and all that. So the sisterhood betrayed Tia Mowry. They start going after her man, right? But Cory recently made a visit to the Pivot podcast, and he started to talk about family and about love and unconditional love and the way that he views family. So when he went there, he said this.
Now?
And parenting you being very involved, and obviously their mother being very involved, the co-parenting side of it and trying to make sure that you both are still in the same lane of raising your children to the best of your ability. How has it been adapting to that and continuing to do such a good job as y'all are?
Everything is about the kids, their well-being, their future, and just co-parenting, you know what I'm saying? And keeping it still a family and keeping it love-based. Still keeping God first at the center of everything and just walking with love, man. That's all it's about. I wish her the best with everything, and that's unconditional for me. I love unconditional. I can't get caught up in what's going on out there, what people are saying.
Now we get to this aspect of conditional love and unconditional love. And I'll be the first to tell you that women in society and just the world, period, do not love men unconditionally. Your love is based off of your ability to produce. If you don't have the ability to produce, you're not going to get the love and the admiration and the submissiveness that you believe that you should have. Now, women, children, and dogs may get unconditional love, but unconditional love will not come to a man. Maybe when he's just a boy, but when he grows into manhood, if you can't produce, then listen, you ain't getting the juice. If you can't produce, you're not getting the juice, my brother. That's just the way it is. So Cory was saying that his love is unconditional. Tia's was conditional, based off of what she believed was his ability to produce. And this is not something that's just regulated to the black community. This is just the world, period. It don't matter if you're Asian man, white man, Arab man, African man, African American man, Latino man, Indian man, all of these Native American man, all of these different men on the planet, right? Samoan or Islander man. If your love is conditional, your love is based off of your ability to produce. If you can't produce, then you're in trouble. And this woman is explaining it from a woman's perspective.
It convinced me that men don't love more purely and more unconditional. Let me explain. Women can come into a relationship and have literally nothing. They can work a part-time job. They can be making minimum wage. They could have no money in their bank account. Some women can even be in debt, and men will still accept them for exactly who they are, because these men are looking for partnerships and wives. But also, men will accept women's psychotic breaks. Men will accept the irrational behavior. They will tolerate so much disrespect. It can be dragged. Men that truly love women will let their women put them through the ringer, and they still won't leave. They love these women for exactly who they are, and even if she wants to change her career or go to nursing school, 9 times out of 10, he's going to help her and fund that and support her. Whether she's dressed up or she's dressed down, there's nothing about her that he doesn't love, because he fell in love with her for exactly who she is. But women, on the other hand, have a laundry list of expectations and standards that change based on the men that they're with. And then it changes even more once the men meet those requirements or those expectations, because they are expecting these men to fill the unhappy void that's basically unfillable, because it's something that she has to do within herself. Women love with conditions. They don't love purely. And it's conditional based on what he can give her. And that's why you hear so many women leave after men lose their jobs. Women expect their men to always be changing and be in tune with their emotions. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, women don't even understand their own emotions and expect men to just kind of guess as they go. And it's just not the same for men. Men love more purely and more unconditionally, and you can't convince me otherwise. Okay, bye.
And see, in all of this, Cory has never badmouthed Tia. He's took it on the chin as a man. And he went to get himself together, went down, got quiet, got low, worked and did the work to build himself back up. Now he's getting $15 million deals for movies. And things are starting to look up for him, because he's gotten away from a lot of maybe the negative cloud that was hanging over him, because maybe they was unevenly yoked. Maybe they wasn't matched in the manner in which we thought that they should have been matched. Sometimes it's just like that. You know, you could be together with a woman for a long time, and say you could be together with a woman for 20 years, have children, and be together just for the children. You could be very unhappy in that marriage, in that relationship. This is why I said in these marriage relationships, you can have love, you can have happiness, you can have very great intimacy, you can take trips, you can raise these children and have a strong, loving, happy household, or you can have abuse, lack of no sexual intimacy at all. You can have all of these different things. It could be either side in the relationship. And the crazy part is you get to choose as a couple where you want your relationship to be. It's up to you, because at the end of the day, it's about your choices. And at some point, it got to a point where they couldn't work it out. And Tia wanted out. Tia thought that she wanted better. She thought that the grass was greener on the other side. She said she wondered what life would be without Cory and her making her own decisions for what she wanted to go out on her own. And she went out on her own. Now she's regretting it. Now the sisterhood is tired of her. And they're telling her, man, listen, you should have went back to your husband. First they was egging her on and saying, yeah, girl, screw him. You don't need him. You know, all that stuff that the sisterhood do, which is super fake. Because they was looking to get with your man the minute you left him. Because this fake sisterhood that a lot of these sisters got that really don't exist. I told y'all, Like marriage and relationships is not something that's promised to you like life or death. It's something you got to fight for every day, especially in society that's anti-relationship. It's something that you got to work for every day. Every day. When you got a partner, you have to understand the weakness and the strengths of your partner. You have to always cater to your strengths of your partners and cover his weaknesses and help or her and help them and walk with them in their weaknesses and their strengths. It's all about a relationship. Teamwork make the dream work. You have to work together as a team. And if that's not something that you're willing to do, the relationship is never going to work. It's just not going to work if it's not something that you're willing to do. And the problem that we have in today's time, everybody's worried about what's going on outside their house instead of what's going on inside their house. Tia spent so much time talking to the world, worrying about what people think, telling her business outside, that she's never going to be able to get a relationship or find happiness because you ain't got quiet and shut your mouth and just focused on what you needed to do. You're still looking for adoration or some form of appreciation from outside people. It just don't work that way. So I hope that you guys out there, if you're looking for a relationship, work on yourself and study the things that it takes in order to maintain a relationship. Some of the things about you have to get rid of in order to, or some of the weight that you carry, you have to put down in order to carry on something else with somebody else. You have to let go of some of your things because you can't take it into your future going forward into a relationship. So I just wanted to say that. I'm going to cut this short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.